Now I'm going to show you how to use Gallon Guy and then two new rules, very simple rules to follow when converting bigger units. So the first thing I'm going to show you is how to actually use the Gallon Guy that we just created. So the first question says 1 gallon equals how many quarts? So if you look over here at Gallon Guy, 1 big gallon equals how many quarts? Well, let's just add up the Q's. 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 quarts in 1 big gallon. So 1 gallon equals how many pints? Here's our big gallon. We want to count how many pints are in every gallon. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pints in 1 big gallon. And then 1 gallon equals how many cups? So we're going to add up all of the cups. There's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16 cups in 1 whole gallon. So that's how you would use Gallon Guy for very simple conversions. You can just jot this picture down and then it's a matter of just adding up the P's, the C's, the Q's. But in 6th grade, we know that it's not always that simple. So I'm going to show you these 2 rules to follow when you are doing bigger conversions. So the first rule is when you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. And a mnemonic to remember that is lilacs smell marvelous. Lilacs are flowers, so if you're going from a smaller unit or a larger unit to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. The L in lilacs is for larger. The S in subtraction is smell, and M is for multiply. The other rule is if you're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you're going to divide. And a mnemonic to remember that is Sam loves Doritos. So the S for smaller, there's your S for Sam. The L for larger, there's the L for loves. And the D for divide is Doritos. So Sam loves Doritos. Smaller unit to a larger unit, you're going to divide. So let's put our Gallon Guy to the side. And we're going to try a few problems using these rules now. I'll move this here. All right. So the first one says 5 pints equals how many cups? So let's first ask ourselves, are we going from a smaller unit to a larger unit or a larger unit to a smaller unit? So I know that pints and cups are the 2 units that we are comparing. And I know that cups are smaller and pints are larger. So we are going from a larger unit to a smaller unit. And looking at our rules, lilacs smell marvelous. When you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, you're going to multiply. So larger to smaller, we are going to multiply. Then, after you see if you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit or a smaller unit to a larger unit, once you know the rule, the next question you're going to ask yourself is, how many of the smaller units are in the larger units? So how many cups are in a pint? And that's where you can refer back to your Gallon Guy if need be. How many cups are in a pint? There are 2 cups for every pint. And again, if you want to refer back to your Gallon Guy, there are 2 cups in every 1 pint, 1p. So now we have all the information we need. We have a 5. We're going to take our 5 pints. We have an operation sign. We're going to multiply. And how many cups are in a pint? We know that there are 2 cups in every pint. There's our second number. and we can complete this problem. There are 5 pints. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 pints equals 10 cups. So that was the first one. Let's try another one. I'll use a different color. First thing you want to do, it's asking 4 pints equals how many quarts? You want to ask yourself, am I going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, or am I going from a smaller unit to a larger unit? So I know that we have pints and quarts that we are comparing here. I know that pints are smaller and quarts are larger. Once you know the rule, we're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit. Sam loves Doritos. We're going to divide. Now, once you know the rule, we're going to divide. We're going to ask ourselves a second question, and we're going to say, how many of the smaller units are in the larger units? So how many pints are in a quart? You can refer to your gallon guy. How many pints are in 1 quart? There are 2 pints in 1 quart. So there's 2 pints in every quart. So now I have the 3 pieces of information I need. I have my 4. I have my division sign. And I know how many smaller units are in the larger units. That's 2. So 4 divided by 2 is 2. 4 pints equal 2 quarts. All right, let's try another one. We are going from, we want to know how many 10 quarts equals how many cups. So first thing we want to do, we want to figure out the rule. So what are we doing here? We have quarts, and we're comparing those to cups. I know that cups are smaller and quarts are larger. So going over to my 2 rules, larger to smaller, lilacs smell marvelous, larger to smaller, I'm going to multiply. So now I know which operation I'm going to do. Second question you want to ask yourself is, how many of the smaller units are in the larger units? You always want to see how many of the smaller units fit inside the larger units. So, how many cups are in a quart? So, you can look back at your gallon guide. How many cups are in 1 quart? So there's 4 cups in 1 quart. So there are 4 cups in every quart. So now I have the 3 pieces of information I need. I have my 10 quarts, my multiplication symbol, and there are 4 cups in every quart. So 10 times 4 equals 40. So there are 10 quarts, which equal 40 cups. Okay, we'll do one more. Now, it says 12 cups equal how many quarts? First thing you want to do is see, are you going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, or a smaller unit to a larger unit? So you're going to say, okay, I'm going from cups to quarts. I know that cups are smaller and quarts are larger. So smaller to larger, looking at my rules, smaller to larger, Sam loves Doritos. Smaller to larger, I'm going to divide. So here's my operations symbol. Smaller to larger, we're going to divide. Second question you want to ask yourself, how many of the smaller units are in the larger units? So how many cups are in a quart? You can refer back to your gallon guy. How many cups are there in a quart? We just did this. There are 4 cups inside that 1 quart. 2, 4. 4 cups in every quart. So I'll put that number here on the side. So now I have my 3 pieces of information I need again. We have 12, a division sign, and we know that there are 4 cups in every quart. So I'm going to divide 12 divided by 4, which equals 3. So 12 cups equals 3 quarts. You can pause this video at any time if you would like to jot down these rules. But remember, the mnemonic to remember if you're going from a larger unit to a smaller unit, to multiply, the mnemonic is lilacs smell marvelous. Again, lilacs are pretty flowers. And then if you're going from a smaller unit to a larger unit, you're going to divide. Sam loves Doritos.